One of the most exciting things about the Common Core standards in English language arts, as well as literacy in history and social studies, science and technical subjects, is precisely that last phrase. They are not just standards for English language arts. They are indeed standards for the wide range of literacies, including reading and writing about, history and social science text, scientific and technical text, the wide range of texts that offer students full access to success in college and career. And what's exciting about those changes is the history and science communities, those practitioners as well as higher education in those fields, were wonderfully involved in the development of those specific standards for reading and writing well in history and social studies as well as science and technical subjects. They are not bland literacy or reading standards. What they are instead is carefully thought out standards for what it means to analyze primary and secondary sources to build knowledge in history and social studies, and what it is to read reference materials and experimental results, to explore scientific debate. These standards were built with scientists, with historians, with people active in social studies, to insist on the literacy skills that are at the heart of mastering more complex text in those disciplines, in gaining access to conversation in those disciplines, and building knowledge, most importantly, in those disciplines, knowledge that will serve students in all their work that comes to follow. And that means a good deal of change, because today, students are not ready to read sufficiently difficult texts in the disciplines. There was a worrisome study by ACT that showed only a quarter of students who take their exam to show their readiness for college can read a sufficiently difficult scientific text. I want to say a little more about what we mean by building knowledge through reading and writing. It doesn't mean simply that students can refer to a text they've read in history or social studies and mention that in Federalist Paper 51, someone named Madison had some ideas about faction. To be able to read and gain knowledge to analyze that document would be, as the standards require, to examine precisely what Madison said or didn't say about faction, and from reading that document carefully, having a rich and deep understanding about precisely what Madison thought about faction. It's about the close study of primary documents to understand from whence they come and what they might mean and not mean. It's integrating and synthesizing knowledge. So it's not just referring to what one's read, but having a command of what one's read, and presenting that both in speaking and listening, in science and history, as well as in writing. In science, of course, you're blending constantly what you learn from reading with what you learn from direct experimentation and other methods. And sometimes people say, oh, I don't teach science through reading, I teach it through hands-on science. But as all of us know, the fact is that most scientists spend up to 50% of their time reading. A great deal of knowledge is gained through reading and writing, and it's crucial that students gain this training within their scientific and history and social studies classrooms so that they're ready for the demands of career in college.